What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. And today I'm just gonna do some more piddly crap around here and knock some of this stuff out, so hopefully when my transmission is finally done in the future here, I don't have to do this piddly crap later. So first thing I want to start doing is I think I talked about it maybe 2 videos ago. I get the keyway off this here crank pulley off the D series, so I can install the ATI super dampener on the engine, get that done. And then I also want to kind of scour this old single cam, see if I can't find some bolts that'll fit the V18 for the alternator brackets. So yeah, I'm gonna just start by turning the old single cam apart, see what parts we can find that we can use.
A few moments later.
Alright, well, plan B. I'm probably just gonna have to order a new keyway for this super dampener because that bolt don't want to come out of that crank pulley. I just had the impact on it, and I've been sitting here for, I don't know, what seems like 10 minutes or so, blasting on that thing. Basically had my compressor turned all the way up, 150 psi, still then busted loose, and I don't have the damn insert tool to put inside a factory Honda crank pulley to where, you know, I can hold it and then try breaking the bolt loose with a breaker bar. So unfortunately, I don't think I'm getting that keyway loose today. And I think they're only like, I don't know, I don't think they're expensive. I mean, they can't be that bad. Probably just order one. It'd be easier than me messing with that stupid thing and just getting frustrated, pissed off about it. But I am gonna go and see if I can find some bolts off this thing that will fit my alternator brackets. We will try that. And then yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna do after that. Maybe we'll grab these center console pieces and figure out whether I'm gonna put the center console back in or not. I've kind of been thinking about that, and there is one measurement that I do want to take inside the car. But yeah, I'm gonna get back to trying to find bolts for that alternator bracket. All right, so I yanked a bunch of bolts off here, like the mount bracket and stuff in the front. Don't know if they're the right size. Well, we're about to find out. I don't know if the length is right and all of that, but I'm gonna set you back down here and we'll see if it fits the alternator brackets to get them put on the motor. All right, well, that was also a fail. Seems like the bolts are all too long. Like this one bolt in one hole seems to fit, but otherwise everywhere else they're just too long, especially for this bracket up here being, you know, that's thinner steel. So far all the bolts that I yanked off that motor do not fit. I'm gonna take one more look over this thing, see if there's any other bolts I can rip off it. If not, I got to dig through my boxes one more time, see if I got anything sitting around, and if I don't, well, then I got to order bolts for that. And that would be the second attempt at doing something today on this motor that I failed at. So let me go look for bolts, and then I'll get back with you.
3 hours later.
All right, guys. So in the middle of me trying to find some bolts for this alternator bracket, I did realize that 3 of the bolts I pulled out of the single cam engine did fit. I even grabbed the caliper just to make sure that the depth was right on the bolt, and probably had like a 1/4 inch or so, or maybe a little less than that to spare. But the bolts did fit, so I was able to get the lower bracket bolted on. Still got to find bolts for that. But while I was doing that, I pulled out this box of parts that I had. And while digging through and making a giant mess, I happened to find a keyway. And I inspected this, I looked over it, I don't see any cracks. everything looks good on it. So I shoved that in there, and I started assembling the ATI dampener, but I ran into a problem.
Man, can't anything go right in my life?
So they just have to use some fancy, you probably can't see that, T40 plus. Torque size. It even says it in the directions. Proper torques, T40 plus bit. T40 plus is not a standard Torx bit. Blah, blah, blah. You have to use it or you round the bolts off and never get them off again. So, I went and looked up a T40 plus. I was going to run down to the store and buy one. Yeah, right. So oddball that you ain't going to find that at the hardware store. I did find it on Amazon, and if you go and look at the comments, literally everybody that commented is like, yeah, you need this for an ATI dampener. That's why I bought it, buy one. So it's like 12 bucks, and I have it like Tuesday. So I'm just gonna go and order the damn bit so I don't mess this thing up. Although that sucks because now, once again, I tried to put this stupid thing on the motor. I made a mess, and we're back to where I was before I even started making this video. So I am going to pull the keyway out of there, put it in my little bolt bag, put my little bolt bag inside of here, and we're going to close this up. Hold the socket, ratchet, whatever you want to call it, put that back in there. I'll also put the directions back in there so I don't lose them, and until another day. Damn. Sucks. I don't know what we're gonna do now. Heater's loud. Oh. I think for those last two bolts I need for that upper alternator bracket, I'm just gonna go buy a couple bolts. I don't think those are anything fancy. And that metal's so thin, even if they're a little short, as long as I get a few threads in, it'll be fine. Who cares? So I'll probably buy bolts. I just don't feel like going to the hardware store right now if I don't have to. I already know that the lighting in here is probably absolutely horrid. Alright. Let's see how we can make this work. If I had trouble light, it wasn't like absolute garbage. Alright. Yeah, hold on. Alright. So, inside the car. This is one thing that I've been thinking about for quite a while, and I keep putting off. Yeah. But there's a couple ways I could go with this. I don't really know what I want to do yet. So I got basically a double DIN hole in this dash. Now they make double DIN switch panels. And I thought about doing that, but I'm not really a big fan of how big they look. This is big, bulky, and I don't really like them. And then I thought about doing a single DIN and finding the factory like cubby that like sits down in there. But those things brand new are ridiculously expensive, and I don't understand why. It's a piece of plastic. But whatever. So then my next thought was, this. If I possibly were to mount a switch panel down here where the cup holders used to sit, between these holes. So I wanted to measure it and roughly see, about 9 3/4 across, but let's go hold a hole roughly, about 9 inches, I'd say. If I can get that to stay in there. Yeah, I'd say roughly, right around 9 inches or so. It's not exact, but it's close enough for research purposes. And trying to figure out what I want to do for a switch panel. Eventually, when I put one in, I don't know if this car is going to have a switch panel right off the bat or not, to be honest. It all depends. Eventually, I do want to replace the factory steering column with an I Did It Racing steering column, but I don't know if that's going to be right away or not. I mean, it's one of those things I can do later to lighten the car up, and I can do after it's running, so I'd rather put the money where I need to put it to get the car running and then on the dyno and done and to the track. I can still, you know, make passes with a stock column, so it's not really the end of the world if I use the stock column. So I don't know yet. I haven't really decided yet on what I'm gonna do with that. And if that's the case, I don't know. Maybe for now I'll just get a block off plate here, and you know, block off the factory radio hole. I feel like I'm just doing a lot of, like the last video, just a lot of yapping. This is one thing though I am gonna look at today, and maybe we can get this to work. So, putting this back in so we can run like a shift boot and whatnot. Not that it really matters because race car, but at the same time, I want to run RSU. So, from what I understand, it needs to be like basically, you know, a stock interior car, which would mean, in my opinion, that you would need a center console, correct? I would think that you would need to run a center console. And I would prefer to have it in here and then find out later on I don't need it. I can just tear it back out. But I'm thinking I'm going to modify this so we can put it back in here, because really this is the only part that needs to be modified, is getting past the, man, I told you, sorry about the light, guys, this is terrible. Getting past this handbrake here. Basically I'm thinking I just need to cut this out on the side just so it clears, and it should still sit. And then the other piece, once this is sitting flush down here, I think the other piece will slide underneath the reservoir. I'm not 100% sure. And then there used to be a bracket back here for the back of that thing to bolt on. I took that bracket off. I don't know. I probably threw it away. I probably 86'd it. I'm not really sure. But I'm gonna try to cut this out real quick here, and we're gonna see how it fits. And then I mean, worst case scenario, I screwed up and just throw the thing in the garbage can and hope I don't need a center console. But yeah, I'm gonna grab a marker, mark this, cut it, and then we'll see what it looks like. Alright, well, I think it's a mess, but in theory, I mean, it touches, but if I trim this piece back too, trim this up a little bit more, center console will fit back in this car, which is neat. The glove box I've tried, and I think I can make the glove box work, but it doesn't look the greatest, so I think I might just forget the glove box. I'm not going to worry about that one too much. Center console, I don't know. Like I said, I believe that I might need it because of the class I want to run. I don't know for sure. Might have to read the rules again. I mean, if anything, just that front part. I mean, I don't necessarily need. Of course, I shut the light off right as I'm saying that. I don't know. I don't necessarily need this rear piece. There ain't no parking brake anyways. So I mean, we just 86 this. You know, we just run the front piece here and just put a Crown Royal bag in there for a shift boot or something. I don't know. What are you guys' thoughts on the center console? I think maybe just that front portion, to be honest. I think that would probably work just fine. I mean, it's simple enough, and I can have a shift boot there, and I think it'll just make it look cleaner in the long run. Especially if you know, I do end up putting a switch panel down here where the cup holders used to be. You know, I could maybe form some carbon fiber down there or something around it. I don't know. I'm just spitballing ideas. Just some ideas I had. I wanted to kind of place it in the car a little bit and see what it looked like. Wrap my head around it. Get some ideas for the future here. Not really a big deal that it gets done today or anything like that. Like I said, just ideas. So leave it in the comments. What you guys think I should do with the center console? Brad, I know you're watching this at some point, and I know you plan on running RSU, so what are your thoughts on the center console? Do we need one? Do we not need one? I want to say that Kelm or somebody there was told something about a center console last year for RSU, but I don't. Maybe I'm just remembering things. I don't really know. But anyways, moving on. Backwards, frontwards. Actually, you know what? Hold on. Hold that thought. What did I do with them? I think I don't know that these are the right size, but we're gonna try it out. Oh, they're too big. Never mind. Found a box of bolts. Thought maybe they were the right size. They are not. So anyways, I guess that's probably gonna do it for this video, guys. We didn't get as much done as I wanted because, well, the D series gave me trouble with the keyway, and then I have finding a keyway, but then I don't have a right Torx bit for this. I gotta order a Torx bit for this. We did accomplish 3 bolts for an alternator bracket. Now I just need a bolt on the top portion of the alternator bracket, and then I have an alternator up there, but pretty sure that alternator is gonna be a core, and we're just gonna get a new one. So yeah, really all I got to do today. Put my crank bolt back in so I don't lose it. Probably clean this mess up, and then go watch some football, I guess. So yeah, hope you guys have a good Sunday. Well, you guys are watching this on Saturday, following week, but yeah, like, subscribe, stick around. As you guys are watching this, I'm currently at the ice fishing extravaganza that I told you about last week, and I'm filming content for next week, so hopefully next week's video is a little bit more entertaining. Get out of the garage, hang out with some friends, try to catch a fish, and yeah, just have a good time. So like, subscribe, all that jazz that I already said, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.